A gracious welcome to all. It is indeed honored to extend a warm welcome to Dr. M. Uma Raman, the Distinguished Professor and Head of the Department of Management Studies at Rajlakshmi Engineering College in Chennai. Dr. Uma Raman is not only an optimist but also an avid learner, embodying the spirit of continuous growth and academic excellence. With an impressive of 24 years of teaching and research experience, Dr. Uma Raman has made significant contribution to academic. Her scholarly endeavors include the publication of 45 papers in both national and international journals, a testament to her commitment to advancing knowledge in the field. Beyond her research pursuits, Dr. Uma Raman has been recognized as an influential figure in the academic community, having been invited as a resource person to chair technical sessions at various national and international conferences. Her dedication to leadership development is further underscored by her completion of her 8th-day residential leadership program at the esteemed Great Lakes Institute of Management. As a mentor and guide, Dr. Uma Raman has played a vital role in academic talent. She has successfully guided 3 PhD scholars and 3 MPhil scholars, and with 4 scholars currently pursuing their PhD under her mentorship. Her research interests span critical areas such as human resource, organizational culture, talent retention, and employer branding. In recognition of her outstanding contribution, Dr. Uma Raman has received prestigious awards including APJ Abdul Kalam Teaching Excellence Award by Marina Labs, the Best Researcher Award by Spire, and Yuva Change Maker and Mentor Award by Kites and Yuva Incubator Chandigarh. Her dedication to knowledge dissemination extends beyond the academic community. As evidence, her authored books on digital marketing, digital finance in India, business analytics, and several book chapters on topics ranging from talent management to corporate integrity. Today we are privileged to have Dr. M. Uma Raman among us. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to a leader, a mentor and a scholar who contributes as significantly enrich the academic landscape. Thank you.
You want me to climb up? Fine for me. The first lunch session, it's a real challenge for both of us, right? I agree, and I hope you also will agree. No, we'll be talking, right? Fine. I think I'm audible to the last. So, fine. So we let us try to understand. So we start a session. Let us try to understand that we know. There's a question now which I'll be circulating. It is two sets of questions. One is about what you practice. Another questioner takes about skills what you practice. So both of them our time is 15. We'll take 15 minutes time to quickly complete the questionnaire. There are 2 questions in that.
Voice break out, ma'am.
It's your choice, whichever you want to fill, you can start filling it first. One speaks about your skills and one speaks about your points.
Lead
leaders he has produced, that matters the most. And that is an ideal leader. So let us try to understand. Today we will try to understand what is leadership, evolution of a leader, the history of the theories of leadership, a leadership lens, how do you view ourselves, the roles you play as a leader, the models, styles. There's something called as action logic, which is very essential for each one of us to know the way we need to behave. Golden rules, I think Suganthi ma'am had given some golden rules. I don't know whether it's the same, but we'll try introspecting whether it's the same or not. Leading self, because before you start leading somebody, we should know how to lead ourselves. Leading self, there's a nice model which we need to know to interact with our followers, and finally the evaluation what you have done. Okay, so we'll try to complete as early as possible so that all of us are comfortable. Okay, a quick understanding. These are the different leaders based on some context. When we say leadership through compassion, can you name any one leader who comes to your mind? Please understand there's nothing right, nothing wrong in management. In management, it's all about perception. It's all about one's own understanding. So please feel free to give an answer. When we speak leadership through compassion, which is the leader who is coming into your mind?
Dhoni.
Okay, Dhoni. Okay, I'll go with one person. Okay, fine. Leadership through survival. No? Think. You have an answer with you. Maybe I would ask for a concrete and the correct answer. Maybe Mahatma Gandhi, no. No. Jalilda, no. Think, see, you please expand your horizon across. Putin for survival, okay, but still, think of somebody, because that person is known for this, and all of us know it. Pardon? No. Given up? Beautiful. Okay, given up? No. Farmers, no. I want a person's name. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All of these, every leader will have to play this role, one or the other role. Everyone will play. No, madam. I think all of us know Malala. Yes? Malala can be coined as leadership through survival, because she fought for it. At the age of 17 years, she was able to get things done for the Pakistani girls. Okay, leadership through inspiration, I think almost all of us will get it right. Anybody, whomever you said the previous names, Mahatma Gandhi, Abdul Kalam, we have lot of people whom you inspire and we get followed by them. Leadership through taking a stance, a tough stance or a tough process they take and they win over. Any guess? Many are there. Okay, then Jalilda, okay, then Raja Ram Mohan Roy, okay. Here we can connect Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela can be connected. Martin Luther King can be connected, because they are all firm believers of what they do. Okay, leadership through politics. Many are there. I don't want to go in depth. Okay, some may prefer Modi, some may prefer somebody else. We normally speak in management terms. We speak about Z, we speak about Kim. They're all very prolific leaders who are very thorough and powerful leaders who dictate terms in politics. Empathy? APJ Abdul Kalam can be taken then. Kamarajar, okay then. Annadurai, okay then. There you can bring in Mother Teresa. There are a lot of people who do social service and try to create a sense of social responsibility among people. Okay. I think, okay. Now this is what is actually leadership is about. So the quick understanding of what it is, to just give you a nutshell, try to create an interest in somebody, try to mold somebody to work for a common goal or an objective, influence a person to perform well, and finally bring everybody together. This is actually purely a management definition. Like, we try, when we bring people together inside an organization, there are a set of purposes for which we bring people together. One is to influence, one is to motivate, one is to kindle his interest, and one is to make him do the work jointly and collaboratively. So this is leadership. Now, I think all of us will support this. What were leaders in the past and what were leaders today and tomorrow. The role keeps on changing from what was initially as a leader. Few things we'll try to understand because almost it's self-explanatory. Earlier it was only dictating. When you are a leader, you command that leadership. You are respected because of your dictatorial habits. Today you need to earn leadership. Somebody has to accept you as a leader. A leader cannot be you cannot proclaim yourself as a leader until somebody is there to accept you as a leader. So earning leadership, say directing and delegating, that was earlier days. Somebody who's on the top will always say this is the rule and you need to follow. But today, you need to lead by example. Somebody has to copy you, imbibe your qualities and virtues to become a leader. Say, for example, annual reviews, real-time feedback and recognition, all these things are changing clause, changing roles of leader, which was there centuries before and what's happening now. Little more of theoretical concept, but just let us try to see in a very simple form. Let me know from each one of you, or maybe one or two, what are the challenges today leaders are facing? Please open up, please feel free to talk, because I told you in the beginning itself it's an afternoon session. Neither I want you to sleep nor I want to just keep on lecturing. Understanding of subordinates, then resistance to accept things from the team, then decision making is a headache, then say I've just given you some things like stress, sacrifice, criticism, responsibility, accountability, and with all these problems they are really stuck. They doesn't know where to go, where to start. Sometimes they are overwhelmed because a lot of data they have. Sometimes they feel lost. Sometimes they feel bored because they are doing the same thing again and again. Sometimes they are devalued. Okay, this person, he'll behave this way. So people take them for a task. So this is a major challenge today most of the leaders are facing. With due respect to all the leaders who are optimistic, energized, for already and maybe an exemplary person in that field, but still we have majority of these leaders undergoing all these challenges in day-to-day life. Now, this challenge, we call it as the problem of drift. We call it as problem of drift. Why do we say it is a drift? Because we feel that we are doing something, but things are not moving in the way we wanted. That is called as problem of drift. And a leader, when a leader faces all these challenges, ultimately it goes to this particular situation called as problem of drift. So how to overcome the drift, how to come out successfully of this particular concept is what is about leadership model and leadership style. So everybody will go through this. In case we are leaders, we sometimes feel I'm doing so much, but I'm not able to get the benefit out of it. I don't mean the individual benefit, the collective effort of the particular task. So what happens is this, a constant practice, a conscious understanding of where, when, how you lead a group will give us a result. From the area of drift, you go into a comfort zone. So slowly when you start practicing things consciously over a period of time, from the difficult part, you move to a comfort zone. And that we do basically by imbibing virtues, by understanding values, by knowing stories, who has done what was his success story, why he has failed. Knowing all these things surrounding us, we try to move from the problem of drift to the comfort zone. Okay, this is something basically which speaks about the history of leadership. I'm sure people might know because you have been here for the last 2 days understanding EI and leadership. We call it as there are different centuries where leadership was evolved, and we call it in different terms: trait theory, behavior theory, contingency, charismatic theory. When we say trait, all of us know Hitler, isn't it? Hitler was a dictator. So when we say trait, there were a lot of debates in the earlier time where they said leaders are born. No leader can be developed. Leaders are born, and that traits are there inherent to them. It is genetically fixed. You cannot make a leader, or you cannot make a successful person to a leader. So when we speak about that era, it is called as trait theory. where predominantly this was applicable in military rule. In military, and this was more connected with men taking the top level, and we try to tell that the trait theory is useful for people who have certain qualities by birth, who can be a ruler, say for example, ancestor to the next king, king to the next son, like to the throne, whoever is carrying the throne. So it had become a successful or maybe like a succeeding and sequential policy of trying to understand who can be a leader. To an extent from there, when people started realizing, management philosophers, gurus started understanding, there was a new theory coined called as behavior theory. This theory advocated that a person is to be called as a leader by the way how he or she behaves. What are the way he or she behaves? Say for example, an attitude, or maybe the opinion, a perception, empathy. So when people try to understand this, so if you want to be a leader, you should be able to, say for example, accelerate something to show somebody that yes, you behave in such a way that you are coined as a leader. Again, further development to that theory, we had this contingency theory. This told a leader will be born only in situations and circumstances. Everybody cannot be a leader. A person who takes a risk, who goes to the extra milestone to understand, to do something in specific situations, who is able to come out and open out and say this is what can be done. And that is called as contingency theory, where in some specific situations when you try to come out, take the risk and take the task and bear it, you are called as a leader. The reason theory tells you, you need to run along with the technological innovations, technological updations, consider the factors of LPG, no more we are secular or silo, it is all a globalized environment. So you need to be a fast-paced person with skills, behavior and situational leadership. Put together everything, you call it as neo-charismatic leadership theory. Abdul Kalam is one such person of this generation, where we try to understand he is a charismatic leader. When we say charismatic, it is something intangible. We have some blind belief. No, normally we do hero worshipping without knowing what is what. Somebody we like, we start blindly believing and following them. And to that extent, the theory started emerging and it led with this neo-charismatic theory. Is it okay? You're there with us? Okay. If I am going to ask you, when did you first feel that you are a leader? Can somebody say? The question is, when did you first feel that you are a leader? That's what we are going to see. Because I mentioned your origin story. And you took responsibility, okay? Somebody else? When did you feel first that I'm a leader? Good. That's a nice answer. Primary school, okay. Then? Is there any other answer? Okay, so you are a trendsetter. Okay, so that time you felt as a leader. Okay, then next, any other answers? Right. Of course, all answers are right. I'll just put it in this 3-4 parameters. Anybody else has got? Correct, absolutely. When people believe that you can give an answer for their problems, fine. Okay. Now, whatever you said, I'm just putting it in this 4 themes. One is being. When you are in the school level, what Dr. Anila said, when you are in a school level, no, you try to be a captain of a particular sports event, or you try to organize some programs, and you try to group people and come together. That time you feel like now you are important and you are the person who is going to coordinate everybody. That is called as being. That's the first step when we are in the childhood level, when we try to do something out of box. Not like the other kids, we try to coordinate, we try to bring people together, we try to collect people together for something common. We call the team as being. Because you become a leader, you slowly emerge as a leader. The second stage is engaging. When you are given a chance, right, when you are asked to do, you are given a chance, you try to create something on your own. All your entrepreneurs are belonging to this category where they engage themselves. They turn themselves as a leader. An entrepreneur starts from his own business, or maybe an authority engulfs a certain group of people to do something. So when you try to do something on your own, that is called as engaging. The third thing is performing. Each one of us have got some role to do. You are a team leader. You are a marketing manager. You are a chief scientist. Somebody is, say, for example, a CEO. So when we try to do our responsibility, that leadership is called as performing team, because we are asked to do. We are performing based on some designation, some sort of achievements you have. You are performing something. So that is the third theme. The last thing what Ms. Alamilu madam was telling is about when somebody comes to us, we doesn't know. There is somebody who thinks that you are a leader. You doesn't know. You are not at all knowing that you are a leader, but there are somebody who blindly follows you, who blindly comes to you whenever they are in trouble or whenever they are in happiness, they come to you. They say, this is what has happened, that is what happened. So they, in their mind, think you as a leader. That is the last stage where people try to accept you as a leader. Got it? So being is something which on our own we try to bring people together. Engaging is that we create leadership. We know, we are conscious about what we are doing. Performing relates to based on the achievement we are a leader. The last leader by any sort of means, somebody tries to emulate us and tries to believe that we are a leader. Now, when you have all these things done, the difference is always there are so many people who talk and there are so many people who do. Talkers don't do and doers don't talk. So always that's the gap between a leader and victims and victors. Sometimes by default you become a leader, so you emerge as a victor. Sometimes you become a victimized leader because nobody else seems to be strong, so you are victimized, so you become a leader. Mediocrity and biggest goals. Sometimes we think so ambitious, we are not able to achieve it. Sometimes we are very limited to us, but we achieve greater heights. So this is about each one's origin as a leader. From where this emancipates, from where this comes out. That is called as leadership lens. I think all of us would have played any one of the role. Yes or no? We are leaders, so maybe you would have advocated somebody something, or you would have nurtured a student, or maybe you would be a community builder, visionary, ombudsman. A person who solves problem is called as ombudsman. Coach, anyone, at least anyone we would be. Yes? I think this need not be explained because it's something self-explanatory. A person can be an advocate who gives ideas. A person can be an implementer who says this has to happen. A risk taker, a person who goes the extra mile to do something better. Communicator who transforms information to somebody else. So all of us collectively will be definitely playing one or the other role in this quadrant, whatever it is given. Right? This is one of the famous models which is propounded by Hersey and Blanchard. They are two different individuals. We call it as HB model. Hersey and Blanchard model. They speak about a quadrant where they try to make people understand what is directing, coaching, supporting and delegating. The purpose of a leader is only two. One is you need to get things done. How do you get things done? When you establish a good relationship. That's the main crux. You need to establish a good relationship to get something done. And whatever they get it done, it should be the best. So two things, one is relationship and one is task. So how things happen inside an organization? What model normally an organization will follow? Or what will be the leader's model? If you take for example, if a leader is going to adopt this directing model, say somebody is a fresher who doesn't know what is the role he has to play inside an organization, there the leader plays the role of a director. Try to give him all information, try to support him, try to provide all the guidance to help him to do high task and low relationship. It's only like giving information. You do this, you do that. You need to perform this. You have to achieve this. So it's only always flow of information to do a task. So there is no build-up of relationship. You are only automatically set to perform something. So in that state, it is called as directing. It's only like one way. Do this, complete this task to get your work done. The second model is called as coaching model, where the person, the subordinate or the follower or the mentee, whomever you call it as, has got some idea but not completely thorough about what he has to do. There it is high task and high relationship. The leader builds a mutual relationship between the follower, try to help him by giving the best possible support to make him complete the job. So there the quadrant says it's high task and high relationship. The third thing is supporting, where the knowledge is there with the follower or the mentee, only lacks motivation. So there the leader plays the role of a motivator, a good mentor, gives him all support. The task is less because he knows that the follower or the subordinate knows what will be done. Only thing is that push is required. Somebody has to push him to do something, performance. So there is a high relationship created, but the task remains very low because the person is already knowing what he or she has to do. The last thing is called as delegating, where everybody knows what to do. The leader is completely absent-minded. He says, I've given you the job, you do it. So low relationship, low task. Nobody is bothered. It is like you need to do if you are given the responsibility. This is one of the best model in leadership. We call it as Thursday blanket model in leadership, where this speaks about how people are utilized in the form of task as well as in the form of relationship. Okay. Now from here we'll try to understand. I think most of you have filled the questionnaire. From here we'll try to understand the different leadership styles which is practiced across the globe. Before I start with, I want to tell you this is a unique fingerprint. Nobody can copy. Nobody can think that I'm like you are like me. It's all unique. And no two organization will be the same. It differs. Like how we differ from each other, it also has a difference. So this is like different styles are there. A person who is a leader may follow any one of the styles. Not necessarily only one particular style. It may be of any one of the styles and he clings on to it. Depending upon the situation, the style will keep on changing. You got it? So now when we say transactional, can anyone say who are they? Bill Gates and who owns Amazon? Who owns Amazon? If I cut it half the way, but still I gave you that. Jeff Bezos. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are known for this transactional style. Just see what do they do. The diagram gives you an understanding. Right? See, the more you are rewarded based on your task. That is why we call it as extrinsic motivation. You perform, get the reward. Nothing else is there. You perform and you get the reward. This is one leadership style. Only performance matters. We have an adage we say. On the whole, whatever you do, finally performance matters and performance is reality. So when we say that, it's based on only on reward. You perform what you have to do, you get the reward. The more you perform, the more you get. So extrinsic motivation. And these people are basically opposed to changes. They don't agree because they are focused in such a way that what is asked to be done, they have to do. Conventional decision making. What is desired at the top will be implemented till the top-down approach. Performance oriented. Linear thinking. Have a clear understanding of what has to be done, in what way, in what process will be planned by this transactional leaders. Directive. It's always, the authority is always on the top and the flow of work always on the down. It's like a top-bottom approach. Structure. Each one knows what they have to do. There's no chaos, there's no confusion. You are given the task, you need to perform. If you want more rewards, you do whatever you can do. That's the diagram. You see the carrot size is keeping on increasing. To make you understand that the more you do, the more you get. And these people are very well known for this. Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. I think this statement will tell you. If the greatness is already there, only thing is you should complete. So, the next thing is transformational. I think anybody? Management person doesn't answer. I want somebody else. Sam Waltman is the founder of Walmart. This person, this is a very common thing. Huh? Oprah Winfrey, who won the highest national awards in the United States of America. These people have this transformational style. This is a style which is widely appreciated, widely popularized, and people like to be a part of this style. What they say, Peter Drucker, we call him as the father of modern management. He is the father of modern management, and he says, if you want to do something new, stop doing the old one. So try something new, try something innovatively, try going forward to do something. That is called as transformation. So the leader has got an idea, the leader is able to influence the follower, try to give a one-on-one consideration, give him the best motivation possible, stimulate mindset, stimulate the intellectual capacity in a follower, get the results, performance beyond expectation. This is one ideal leadership style which people look forward, because today there is a need for a lot of innovation to be done. People look out for more innovative ideas. So this is widely popularized, and these two leaders are very much known for this transformational leadership style. Servant leadership style, right? We know both of them, Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa. See, the statement goes, first responsibility of leader is to define reality, and the last is to say thank you. In between the leader is a servant. You see the diagram, the leader is holding, the person in the coat is a leader, and he is holding the follower or the subordinate. So he is taking care of the follower or the subordinates. Like see, all the qualities you can connect with Mother Teresa and Gandhiji. Empathy, listening, foresight, stewardship, commitment, societal development, all these things. And normally today, if you look out, some organizations practice this style, where the leader wants to be the servant, help the subordinates to perform better and better. Democratic leadership style, I think Obama is known figure. The other person? Correct. Indra Nooyi, PepsiCo founder Indra Nooyi. They are known for this democratic style. Trying to encourage creativity and collaboration. Regularly ask for feedback. Try to understand whether the follower is able to know, whether the subordinate is able to understand what the leader says. Flexibility and high importance to transparency and communication. Obama is known for this transparency and communication leadership style, where they try to educate people, try to create a sense of morality with grounded philosophy. A participatory style where the leaders listen to the followers, the leaders listen to the subordinates, try understanding what the subordinates want to know, try knowing the problems of a follower, and then try to take decisions. Autocratic. No, it's like giving you only instructions. It is little connected with transactional. Nobody is going to delegate the power. Even the secretary doesn't have the power to delegate. It's only the leader. Confident, structured, decisive, very clear, responsible. It's all like from the top it flows. There is no question from the bottom. It's only like what instructions are given, you follow. I believe you know Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is Apple founder, and he is known for his autocratic style because he gives each and everyone what the person has to do. And any guess? Again, management person only? No. Henry Ford. Ford owner, co-founder or founder, he is Henry Ford. He is known for his autocratic leadership style. He was the pioneer in devising a lot of management strategies, telling management principles, how and what way the function of management has to happen. Delegative style. No, the leader doesn't do anything. The leader thinks that the subordinate knows everything. Just rest and make the subordinate do everything. Effective delegation. You give the work complete to the subordinate. Freedom of choice. The subordinate has got the right to decide whether he or she wants to do it or not. sufficient resources, constructive criticism. If something goes wrong, the leader is there to support you by telling you what has been wrong, what has gone wrong, why it has become wrong. Taking control as and when needed. Something goes wrong, the leader is there to rescue. Nobody, you need not bother. Finally, the blame will go on the leader. So we call it as laissez-faire. It's called as delegative leadership. It's a French word, delegative leadership style. Any guess? Who are they? Pardon? Share market expert. Warren Buffett. He is Berkshire Hathaway's owner, founder. This person, I think majority of us should know. The second person, very famous. Google co-founder, Larry Page. He is actually a person who was resting upon this delegative leadership style where he makes the subordinates perform. He asks them to do what they want. Yes, bureaucratic style where it's all dictatorship, it's structured, it's all spoken in words. TN Station, I think many of us will know, right? TN Station is one person, a bureaucrat. No, he dons the thing. He says, yes, this is how it has to happen. No flexibility, it's rigid. The policies, the procedures are all rigid. Any guess who is this person? He is actually Jack Welch, the founder of GE, General Electric Motors. He is the founder of that company. No one can escape the hierarchy. The hierarchy is knowledge. So, whatever happens, there is no impartiality, there is no bias, there is no difference of opinion. What has to be done has to be done. That is called as bureaucratic leadership style. Still, there are companies which follow this style. The final one, charismatic leadership style. No, what I said you earlier, we like to follow somebody. We get maybe mesmerized in somebody's way of doing things, way of behavior. Charismatic communication, maturity of handling things, character, humility, compassion, substance, confidence, positive body language, listening skills. The last one is the very essential quality of a leader. Listener. A leader has to be a good listener. So when we say charismatic, it is not something which you can feel or maybe like which you can see, but you can always feel. It's intangible. Abdul Kalam is one such great example of a charismatic leader. The other person? Margaret Thatcher. She was the Prime Minister of Britain, Great Britain, for a first female Prime Minister for a longer period of time. She was called as the Iron Lady of Britain. So Margaret Thatcher, she is known for the charismatic leadership style. She made, in fact, if you look out in economics, you have something called as Thatcherism theory. To that extent, she had given economical theories and values to British style. Okay. Coaching, like how we do, isn't it? We do it for our students. We try to mentor them. We try to guide them. It's about making sure the impact lasts in them. Partnership and collaboration, creating that the other person can do. You encourage that the other person can do. Trust and safety, powerful questions, active listening, feedback, and learning and development. It happens both the ways. The leader also learns and the follower also does it. Any guess? All famous people I have taken. I have not taken anything in relation to management. I have taken somebody who is very famous across the globe only. Satya Nadella. Who is Satya Nadella? Okay, she is Sheryl Sandberg. Any guess? Sheryl Sandberg. Few women leaders are only there across the globe. She is one. She was the former CEO of Meta, Facebook. She was the Chief Operating Officer of Meta. Sheryl Sandberg, a powerful lady. Recently in 2020, she stepped down from that position, but very powerful for all her values and principles. So they form the coaching leadership style. Okay. Now I told you something about action logic, isn't it? All of us are leaders by now. We know what is leadership and we follow any one of the leadership styles. Now just on the right hand side we have given how leaders interpret their surroundings and react when their power or safety is challenged. How leaders will react when their power and safety is challenged. When their position is, like say for example, dwindling. or when their power is questioned, how do leaders react? I think you should be able to read Ionist, a person who creates liberating. Who is an Ionist? So I'm not asking an example. Who is an Ionist? A person who has his own way of working, who is very conventional, and he doesn't bother. Whatever he does will get into trouble only. So no Indira Gandhi. Ionist. Alchemist, a person with high intellectual mindset. You can be an alchemist also, a high intellectual mindset. Some people will be strategists who plan, who have some quite deep understanding of what they are supposed to do. Individualists try to innovate something. Achievers who meets goals, who work on deadlines, who tries to give some good answers. Expert is a problem solver. You have somebody, a diplomat, no, a loyal supporter. You are neither this side nor that side. You are mutual. Yeah, okay, fine. And finally, opportunists who wait for a chance to take. So all of us come in one of the other side, and the last one is impulsive, who doesn't know how to react. You do something and you complete it. Impulsive. So when our position and safety is challenged, we try to behave in either one of the ways. Any guess what we are, or what is the globe statistics saying? Right? Majority of the people are experts. So they know what they are doing. As leaders, they are very clear about their path, their goals and their ideas and their ambitions. They are very clear. So majority of us, you have to be very happy. Majority of us are experts. We know what we need to do, because I think I have given you that, an expert. Right? So, achiever, who works with goals and aims and ambitions. And then only we have individualist diplomats surrounding the wheel. Okay. I should only ask Suganthi whether it's a repeated one or not. 10 golden rules, again given by Peter F. Drucker. He is an excellent leadership coach. He has given 10 golden rules which we need to adopt, imbibe and practice in our daily life, because all of us are leaders, right? So, here we go. The first one, manage thyself. As leaders, if you are not able to manage our own self, then there is no question how do you manage somebody else, right? So first we should know how to manage oneself. And there is something mentioned as law of organized performance. When we expect somebody to perform better, where are we? If we do something better, only then we can expect somebody else to do better. So that is called as law of organized performance. When you question somebody, what is your achievement? You should have something to say that, yes, this is my achievement. Only then you have the right to question somebody. So first one is manage thyself. You should know how to manage yourself first. Only then you will be able to manage somebody else. Second one, do what you are made for. All of us are not experts. We fail in so many things. We are literally weak in so many areas. But as a leader, we can do something one very well which others cannot do. And that we need to find. That is what is called as uncommonly well. When another person cannot do that, you can do that. That is your gray area where you can do a lot of research and improve yourself. So we should try to understand that what is that you are basically good as a leader. The third thing is count your time and make it count. Anything which is measurable only can be managed. If you are not practicing time management, you cannot be a leader. You cannot win over somebody as a leader. So you should know how to quantify your time, how to manage your time. Only then you can tell somebody else to do something as per what you have done. So that's the third mantra. Fourth mantra is work how you work best and let others do the same. First you do completely. First you do properly. First you do and you give your best. Then ask somebody else to follow. You cannot expect you to be in a cushion and say somebody else to do something. So first you prove yourself. You exhibit that you can do something best and then make others to follow what you have done. That is what we say as work how you work best. You should give you 100%. Then expect somebody else to give the 200%. Don't make 100 decisions when one will do. See, management people are against the concept of multitasking. I don't know whether you agree or disagree. Today the world is going towards this multitasking concept, doing so many things and finally ending up doing nothing. So Peter Drucker says, do one thing. Do one thing and that one thing you complete fully. Don't have hands on 10 things and finally say that I have not completed anything. It's better do one thing. That's the concept. Chaos to concept. You have lots of ideas in your mind. We cannot make all ideas to work at a time. It cannot happen. So what we try to do is we try to streamline and we try to understand which is best, pick up that, complete it and then go for the next one. So the concept of chaos to concept has to be understood. Sometimes in management we say silence is gold. Keeping quiet is best. Being inactive is best. Not reacting is best. So that is what he says. Inactivity can be an intelligent behavior. Rather keeping our foot in different things and trying to see what, where we are, how much we have completed, better to keep quiet. That means that I cannot do anything. That's it. That is better rather having 10 times to do something and finally ending up doing nothing and goofing up. The next mantra is, he says as a leader, we need to have a purpose, and the second one which has to go in hand with purpose is self-discipline. Self-discipline is essential. You need to have a purpose for what you are, for the values you have, for the clarity you have, and the clarity, purpose, thought, goal has to be hand in hand with the discipline. Self-discipline is required. Stop what you would not start. What is not possible by us, don't start. Right? The earlier thing we said, what you can do, you do. Here he says, if you cannot do something, don't start it. Leave it as it is so that nobody else find a fault with you. Nobody else says this leader is not effective. Because you have started, that is where they are having the opinion whether you will complete or not. So he says, don't do things which you cannot do. Find your one big distinctive impact. This all of us have to imbibe. There should be a situation where this thing can be done only by you. Nobody else can challenge you. You are the expert. You are the boss. That is what he says. Find one big distinct impact. Company should think, or the organization think, this can be done only by Mr. X, or this can be done only by Mr. So-and-so. Nobody else can do. That we need to create. To that extent, we need to be a profound leader who can create that impact. This, because they should have that thing with you. They should think, if this person is not there, this thing cannot happen at all. And that is the way we need to be a leader. Run lean. Try to understand people. Try to know people who are like-minded, smart, who are talented, who are goal-oriented. Give them responsibility. Try to figure out who are they. Give them responsibility. Try to make them do better things so that you cherish the benefits. Be useful. Finally, for being a leader, what is the purpose? You need to be useful for the company. You need to be useful for the society. You need to be useful for whatever family you have. So you have to be useful for somewhere. And you need to create a difference. You cannot be one amongst the same, the other person. Because of you, there should be an impact. You have to create the difference, saying that this person is a real need for the organization. So this is the last mantra he gives. Be useful. I told you leading self, no? Above all the styles, whatever we have seen. This is more important. Stay focused. A leader has to be always focused, goal-oriented. We normally associate in management a leader to an eagle. Eagle always flies high. The more higher it flies, it is able to see directly down the ground. The vision. How much ever you go high, the eagle is able to see its prey from the top. So we normally connect a leader to an eagle and we try to connect that way. The qualities of a eagle. Okay. Set boundaries. What is it you can do in your period of time? The available time, what is given to you, what you can do. Emotional triggers. So much has been spoken about EI for the last 2 days. How you should be, your EQ. Your EQ, how it should be balanced. You should not get triggered unnecessarily. You should know you should be able to have a calm and composite reaction for each and everything comes in your way. Embrace your intuition. Sometimes our mind says this, right? Mind and heart tells you this. This will be right. This is the way you need to go. Try to enhance that intuition. Practice self-discipline. With all these features, if you don't have self-discipline, it's a spoiled sport. So you need to have self-discipline so that you stay focused, you have your own boundary, you have a balanced emotional trigger and embrace your intuition. I think this would be the last slide before we go into the evaluation. If I'm right, it's an ICE model, right? Intellect. This is actually in relation with, I've given you this also. Maybe the ATAL coordinators will share you the PPT also. When you interact with a one-to-one person, maybe your subordinate or your follower or your mentee, intellect, tell me more what happened. Try to ask. Try to feel free to make the speaker or the subordinate or the follower to answer you. So that I stands for intellect. C stands for convert. What have you tried? What isn't working? When we try talking to somebody, we'll ask where it went wrong. What's your problem? How it has happened? Where you want to have attention done? Emotion. How does this impact your personal level? Sometimes the people feel so emotionally imbalanced. They lose hope. So try to connect this. This is called as ICE model. You become an intellect. You try to converse and convert their problems, and you try to emotionally help them to come out of a situation. Yeah. Now you have, I'll go with this. Wait. So you have your questionnaire with you? Yes? The first questionnaire where you have got 6 different leadership styles. Not the skill, yeah, that one, which had 2 pages, right? Yes or no? Right. So that you can see. The first leadership style is visionary. What I want you to do is you can total the marks for each and every box. I think you have 6 boxes, isn't it? You can total your marks. Say for example, you give for each answer you give 2 marks, so that you have, I think, 5 questions in a box. Am I right? Yes or no? 5 questions, so 10 marks. So based on that, if you are strongly agreeing, you got the point? If you are strongly agreeing, so if you are having more marks in the first box, you are called as a visionary leader. You got the point? You are called as a visionary leader. If you are having the second box where you have more points, you are called as a coaching leader. The third one is affiliative leader. Fourth one is democratic leader. Fifth one is stage-setting leader. And the last one is coercive or commanding leader. So you need to total everything and see which has got the highest score. And based on that, you need to judge its view. You need to decide whether you are a confident person or a part of a team or a coach or a listener. You are having humbleness or you are being the star. There is no right answer or wrong answer. It's only like how we deal. Sometimes we need to be coercive. Sometimes we need to be commanding. Sometimes we behave as a visionary leader. The next questioner, count this. Question 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16. Add up together the values. Give 2 points for each. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13 and 16. You add up the value. If it is coming high, you total all these things. All the questioners, take the question out separately and count what is your score. Administrative skill, interpersonal skill and conceptual skill. 3 different skills are required for a leader. One is administrative, one is interpersonal and one is conceptual. You add all these questions points and know which one is highest and which one is lowest, so that it will help you to develop your skill better. All the slides will come back to you only, so you need not say, because that's why I said no need to write your name. You have it with you whenever you are free and you can just fill it up and you can get it done. There is an acronym for leadership. Listen, empower, adapt, decide, encourage, respect, strategize, honesty, inspire and persevere. This is an acronym for leadership according to management, and you need to follow. This is something which is apart from the theme. Competence is what you need to develop, but still, that is more important. You need to have the quality of perseverance. Never give up. You need to face challenges constantly. And I think that should be the last slide if I'm right. These are my references. if at all when you are free, please go back and read this. Simon Sinek. He is one of the excellent leadership coach. He has got something called as Golden Circle, but again, it's not with a theme. It's something called as Golden Circle. He starts with every question from why. Everything in the world starts with why. WHY is a golden circle. Why, how, and what. That is Simon Sinek. He is actually a very interesting leadership coach. You can read. He's on LinkedIn also. And I started with a quote. I'm ending with a quote. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. So when you become a leader, success is about growing others. This is actually Jack Welch, the founder of GE, General Electric, has given this quote. So we started with the first quote. What did Ronald Reagan say? It is not that you get the greatest thing, you make your people do the greatest thing. The same thing is defined in another way, where if you want to become a leader, you need to be seeing yourself grow to become successful. But when you are really a leader, you need to see others growing successful. Right? Thanks for the opportunity. I think for everybody else, I don't want that and all.
Participants can share the feedback about the session.
You will share the PPT to them, right? The PPT will come back to you.
Any feedback about this session?
Or any queries you have. That's all. I think I've done it on time. Any queries or anything you want to ask, feel free to ask. No, I am actually a mentor for entrepreneurship. I do mentoring for entrepreneurship. I'm a part of this MSME.
Talking about different types. One is the democratic leader. Don't you think the leaders will face challenges in taking decisions because the leader focuses more on speed and presentation?
When you practice democratic leadership, no, automatically the subordinates also will get used to your style. And the subordinates' answers or the ideas will be in culmination or thinking with you as a leader. So I don't think that's because the mindset becomes the same. Challenges may be there, but again you emerge successfully when you try to interact with your followers, get what they want done. And that's what we are facing now, India being a democratic country. Everybody has got its own opinion to say, voice out. We are not able to come to a concrete understanding what is right and what is wrong, but still we are proud about our large diversity. So that also happens inside an organization. When you give that freedom of choice to the participants or the followers to do it, you get imbibed out of it. Anything else? Two ways to take. One is to understand everything, or one is nothing to understand. How to take it? It's all something which is not something of our own thoughts, to be very honest. I think the mic will not require. It is something which is already there as success stories and practice mantra in management. It is all something which we learn consciously when we teach students, when we students. Some here and there polishing is required because the crowd is something different. All of you are listening to people, so teaching the students is different and telling to you is not teaching, giving you the input is different.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your insightful knowledge with us. Your session was full of passion and valuable information. Now I request the coordinates to facilitate the chief guest, Dr. M. Umaraman, with memento.
ஏறிடு மேல
The session was so wonderful, ma'am. feedback. I'm not for a positive feedback. And that's more than anything else which could have been touched upon.
So we'll share the contact details of Madam. So if you wish, you can share your feedback to Madam. And also you can post your